Dear Radiant Leo, bold heart of the zodiac, courageous fire in human form. What if I told you that the reason you're here right now, watching this video, isn't random at all? What if this very moment was part of a divine orchestration written across your soul's blueprint long before you arrived in this life? Welcome to Eternal Mindfulness. This video is not just a forecast, it is a message, a remembrance, and a realignment with the part of you that already knows. Leo, these 4 blessings coming are not random, they're written in your destiny. Over the next few minutes, we'll dive into what the universe has been preparing just for you between June 8th and June 15th. But before we do, let me ask you something that might stop you in your tracks. Have you been feeling like you're standing at a cosmic crossroads, pulled between something old and something unshaped, yet powerfully calling? If so, you're not imagining it. From your dreams to repeating numbers like 111, 555, and 888, from a gut feeling that won't leave you alone to synchronicities that are almost too strange to explain, the universe is speaking, and it's speaking directly to you, Leo. You are not just awakening, you are being summoned. This is a week of sacred ignition. The stars are aligning to offer you 4 divine gifts, each one a mirror of your soul's readiness. You are no longer being asked to wait, question, or doubt. You are being asked to step forward. Now, if you've been part of the Eternal Mindfulness family, you know we don't do empty predictions. We deliver soul transmissions. And if this is your first time here, welcome. You didn't find this by accident. Let me take a moment to express my deepest gratitude for your presence. Every like, every comment, every subscription you offer brings you deeper into this cosmic community. Your energy fuels this channel and makes these transformational messages possible. Thank you truly. From my heart to yours. But Leo, if there's one thing I need you to hear today, it's this. The blessings coming your way are already written in your story, not because you earned them, but because your soul is aligned to receive them. That's why I'm inviting you to stay with me through every second of this reading, because what we uncover today could change how you move forward in love, purpose, truth, and wealth. These 4 blessings are no accident. They are encoded into your timeline, and your only job is to say yes. Now tell me, and don't be shy about it. What has been showing up for you lately? Have you seen angel numbers? Had strange dreams? Felt a shift you couldn't explain? Let me know in the comments below. Use this space to claim your connection, your alignment, your moment. Because Leo, when you speak it out loud, the universe listens. Now take a deep breath. Drop into your heart. And let's begin this journey together. You're not alone, not for a single second. There is a rhythm to awakening that doesn't always arrive with thunder or lightning. Sometimes it's as subtle as waking up with a strange feeling in your chest, a whisper of discomfort, or a sudden rush of clarity that seems to come from nowhere. For Leo, a sign ruled by the sun and destined to radiate light, these small moments are not random. They are invitations. The 555s you keep seeing on receipts or clocks, the 888s that seem to follow you through your day, or the inexplicably vivid dreams that leave emotional residue long after waking, these aren't just quirks of the mind. They are the universe's quiet call to consciousness, tuned precisely to your frequency. Right now, Leo, your chart is illuminated with movement. The fire in you isn't just burning for expression, it's burning to transform. The tarot cards that have surfaced in this reading, the Star and Temperance, aren't just random either. The star is a sign of guidance and renewal, a reminder that there is always something brighter beyond the confusion, and that we are never truly cut off from clarity, only invited to pause long enough to perceive it. Temperance speaks of harmony, of learning to hold both your ambition and your vulnerability in the same breath. This isn't about balance in a performance sense, it's about integration. In many ancient practices of insight, this process is understood as aligning intention with awareness. You don't need to escape anything, only to turn and meet what arises with presence. Dreams play an especially vital role here. In times of energetic acceleration, when your external world seems still but your internal world is surging, dreams become the portal through which your unconscious speaks. They offer symbols, sensations, and fragments of memory not as prophecy, but as process. Pay attention to what keeps repeating. Is there a place, a person, or a feeling that keeps resurfacing? The mind does not randomly select, it reveals what is already unfolding within you. When you document your dreams, you're not just interpreting meaning, you're co-participating in the refinement of your own inner compass. This is where gentle attention becomes a spiritual act. Just as breath meditation asks you to return, again and again, to the breath without judgment, your awareness of signs is not about chasing meaning but allowing meaning to rise naturally through observation. That repeated song on the radio, the bird that lingers a little longer on your windowsill, the stranger whose passing words strike a chord, none of these are to be dissected in isolation. They are like threads in a larger pattern, revealing more when you step back and soften your focus. It's important to understand that awakening isn't linear. You don't go from asleep to awake in a single flash. There are stages, layers, like the unfolding of a lotus, not forced, but inevitable when conditions are right. And right now, Leo, those conditions are aligning. The restlessness you feel, the sense of something approaching, that's your inner self pressing against the edges of its current container. You are growing, even if you don't see the full bloom yet. There's a quiet teaching in all this. Awareness is a form of responsibility. When the universe begins to speak louder, it's because you are ready to respond with more clarity, more honesty, more action. You're not being pushed. You're being offered a path. And whether you take one step or leap fully in, what matters is that you're listening. So write down that dream. Take note of that number. Honor that strange yet certain feeling in your chest. It's not foolish. It's not random. It's the most intelligent part of you, the part beyond logic, reminding you that the real journey has already begun. When four aces appear together in a reading: Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, and Ace of Pentacles, it's not just a moment of luck, it's a cosmic alignment. For Leo, a sign that thrives on authenticity, passion, and visibility, this is a sacred signal. You are ready to create not just success, but meaning. Each of these aces represents a new portal, and together, they form a mandala of wholeness. You are not simply receiving blessings, you are stepping into a fuller version of yourself. The beauty of this alignment lies in how it activates every layer of your being, your purpose, your heart, your mind, and your material world. The Ace of Wands ignites the fire within. This is not a passing spark, but the kind of creative impulse that keeps tugging at you even when you're busy doing something else. It often begins as a whisper, a random thought while you're walking, or a strong urge to start something that makes no sense logically, but feels alive. This is the kind of inspiration that doesn't ask for permission. It asks for presence. In many teachings about clarity and action, it's said that the first step is the most powerful. Why? Because it breaks the inertia. And when fire moves, it transforms. Let this ace be a reminder that ideas are not meant to stay in your head forever. They are seeds. And a seed ignored will harden, while a seed nurtured will grow. Then comes the Ace of Cups, the gentle invitation to return to the heart. For many Leos, love is expressed through giving your energy, attention, creativity, and loyalty. But this card is about receiving. It's the moment when love flows back into you, not from a specific person, but from the simple act of being open. Healing can begin when we soften. There's a quiet lesson often taught through stillness, that emotions lose their grip the moment we stop fighting them. Writing a love letter to yourself, as suggested, isn't just sweet, it's revolutionary. It interrupts the voice that says, "I'm not enough," and replaces it with the voice that whispers, "You are already more than you know." The Ace of Swords cuts through illusion. This card doesn't always arrive gently, but it always arrives with truth. It signals the end of confusion and the start of mental clarity. Perhaps you've been debating whether to stay or go, start or stop, speak or stay silent. The Ace of Swords tells you, the fog is lifting. Clarity isn't just knowing what to do, it's being willing to act on that knowing. In certain paths of introspective practice, it's said that truth is what remains when nothing else can be removed. That's what this ace brings you, a sense of solid inner direction that needs no external validation. And finally, the Ace of Pentacles grounds it all. This is not just a symbol of money, it's a reflection of tangible support. Opportunities may present themselves in unexpected forms, a conversation, a new job offer, a financial breakthrough. But more importantly, this card speaks to the moment when your inner alignment begins to materialize in your external reality. This is the ace that reminds you, energy invested in the right place will always yield results, even if slowly. It's about patience rooted in knowing that the garden will grow if you continue to tend it. When seen together, these aces aren't random gifts, they are reflections of your own readiness. Each one honors a different part of your path: fire, water, air, and earth, and each one asks the same question: are you ready to say yes? Just as a flower doesn't bloom by force but by presence, your life doesn't require perfection, only participation. And Leo, your soul has already raised its hand. This is your moment. Step into it. There are moments in our journey when the past doesn't just visit us, it holds us. Not with hands, but with memories, emotions, regrets, or even what-ifs that play on repeat in our minds. The Five of Cups is a mirror to that very experience. It reflects the part of us that still stares at what's been lost, even when life quietly places new blessings in view. 3 cups have spilled, yes. But 2 are still standing. And they have not forgotten you. As a Leo, your heart is vast. When you give all of yourself, your trust, your fire, your hope. That's why letting go can feel like betrayal, like cutting off something that once made you feel whole. But what if letting go isn't rejection at all? What if it's a redirection? In practices of inner awareness, it's often said that clinging is a form of suffering, not because of the object we cling to, but because of our refusal to see what is here, now. When we hold on to the shape of what something once was, we blind ourselves to what it's becoming. The Death card appears in this reading not as a warning, but as an invitation. It asks not for fear, but for honesty. It says, this chapter has served its purpose. Now, make space for the next one. There is wisdom in endings. Even the tree releases its leaves not out of sorrow, but out of trust that spring will come again. Similarly, your soul knows when it's time to shed, whether it's an outdated belief, a relationship that no longer nourishes you, or a version of yourself you've outgrown. There's a quiet kind of power in choosing to release without resentment, to breathe into the unknown with curiosity rather than control. In this context, transformation is not a dramatic overhaul. It's a soft, consistent willingness to be present with what is. The simplest of actions can carry deep symbolism. Decluttering your physical space, for example, is not just about tidying up. It's an energetic declaration: I am ready. I am creating space for the new. In some schools of mindful living, the outer reflects the inner. When we sweep the floor, we clear the mind. When we release what's no longer used, we affirm that we no longer need to carry what's no longer true. Color can support this shift on a subtle level. Ivory white evokes simplicity and spiritual cleansing. It returns us to clarity. Soft lavender or dusty violet speaks to transition, honoring what has passed while inviting what is next. Earthy brown roots you during times of emotional flux, grounding your process in something steady and unshakable. You don't need to rush the process. You only need to be present within it. Remember that grief and growth are not mutually exclusive. You can feel sorrow and still trust in what's to come. You can acknowledge what's been lost while also moving forward. And most importantly, you can decide not with force, but with intention that today is a good day to stop waiting for closure and begin creating space for renewal. So ask yourself gently, what am I still holding that no longer holds me? What have I outgrown, not out of anger, but because I'm simply not the same? Let your answers rise slowly. Let them land where they need to. And when you're ready, say to yourself softly, clearly, with reverence, I release what no longer belongs to me so I can receive what's already on its way. Because it is. And your willingness to let go is the most powerful way to say yes. When the lovers and the sun appear together, something deeper than romance is being highlighted. It's the emergence of wholehearted connection. Love, in this context, is not just about another person entering your life. It's about the parts of yourself you're now ready to meet, understand, and offer warmth to. For Leo, a sign ruled by the heart and driven by expression, this moment holds profound potential. You're not just being asked to receive love, you're being invited to become a vessel through which love flows, freely and without condition. True connection doesn't come when we're perfectly healed. It arrives when we're brave enough to be seen. The Sun card reminds us of the power of visibility, being fully seen for who we are, flaws and all, and still standing in the light of that truth. And the Lovers, contrary to popular belief, is less about finding the one and more about conscious choice. It asks, can you choose love over fear? Can you choose presence over avoidance? Can you honor the mirror that another person offers you, not to judge what you see reflected, but to understand it? If you're single, this is not just about meeting someone who fits a checklist. It's about attracting someone whose presence feels familiar to your nervous system, who doesn't disrupt your peace, but amplifies it. And that can only happen when you're willing to soften the internal walls built from past disappointment. Instead of chasing connection, you're being guided to become it or embody the emotional safety you seek in others. This shift creates magnetic resonance. Like calls to like. Warmth calls to warmth. For those already in partnership, this period is a cosmic reminder that relationships are not static. They breathe, stretch, and sometimes strain. What matters is not perfection, but presence. This is an ideal time to revisit the intentions you share with your partner. Not as a performance, but as a quiet, honest space to ask, what are we building together? What needs healing between us that words haven't yet touched? Often, the most powerful form of intimacy is not physical, it's the courage to tell the truth gently, to sit in discomfort without fixing, to listen without defense. There's a gentle principle found in many mindfulness traditions. The way you love others is shaped by the way you return to yourself in silence. If you can sit with your loneliness without reaching to numb it, you are already practicing love. If you can forgive yourself for the things you said in fear, you are already opening your heart. If you can begin each day with gratitude, even before love arrives in the form you hope for, you are signaling to life, I am ready to receive. So consider this your invitation to go inward as much as you reach outward. Write down 5 things you're grateful for, not just about people, but about the way love has touched your life in unexpected forms. Recall moments when someone showed up for you. Or when you showed up for someone else, even when it was hard. And each day, take 5 quiet minutes to visualize yourself wrapped in a feeling of unconditional love, not needing anything, just being held. That frequency is not imaginary, it's an energy field you carry with you, one that naturally attracts people who can meet you there. This isn't about forcing connection. It's about preparing the soil. And whether that next soul connection arrives today, next month, or next year, your task is the same: keep tending the flame within you. Because love doesn't always knock when you expect it, but it always arrives when the door is open. Success rarely appears in a sudden flash. More often, it arrives quietly after effort has been repeated, after intention has been clarified, and after your inner foundation has been laid piece by piece. That's what this week's energy holds for you, Leo. The appearance of the 8 of Pentacles alongside the 6 of Wands is not just a pat on the back, it's a signal that the universe is responding to your consistency. The 8 of Pentacles doesn't glamorize instant achievement. Instead, it honors the kind of effort that takes root when you've decided not to chase applause, but to pursue mastery. Whether it's through refining a skill, building a business, studying a new craft, or simply showing up with renewed focus in your current role, this card tells us that aligned repetition becomes transformation. And the 6 of Wands? That's the reward, not just in external recognition, but in internal validation. It symbolizes momentum. The moment when others begin to see what you've been quietly building. The spotlight you step into now is not a coincidence. You've earned this space through clarity, intention, and discipline. And yet, the deeper meaning of these cards together is not about a finish line. It's about learning to build with awareness. In one contemplative tradition, it's taught that when action is done without clinging to results, the results arrive more freely. This is the heart of strategic effort, action guided not by desperation, but by direction. This week offers fertile ground for new beginnings, especially if you've been considering a shift in career, an investment in education, or a restructuring of your financial life. It's not about impulsiveness. It's about reading the signals inside and out and recognizing when conditions are favorable. Right now, the conditions are aligning. Not because everything is guaranteed, but because you're finally in alignment with what you value. Strategy, for Leo, is not about control. It's about clarity. What do you want to build that lasts beyond the next paycheck or post? What legacy are you actually crafting, one choice at a time? This is the time to treat your financial and professional life as a sacred space, not something separate from your soul path, but a mirror of it. Consider revisiting your 3-month plan. If you don't have one, make one. Ask yourself not only how much money you want to earn, but also what kind of energy you want that money to come from. Clean energy brings clean results. Explore your spending habits not as punishment, but as awareness. Are your choices supporting the person you're becoming, or tethering you to the past you've outgrown? Colors, too, can support your focus this week. Green represents the flow of life force, abundance, renewal, generosity. Earthy orange grounds creative fire into action. These tones don't just influence the subconscious, they can help anchor your intentions when you wear them, visualize them, or incorporate them into your workspace. Numerologically, the energies of 4, 6, and 9 are strong allies now. 4 builds structure. 6 embodies responsibility and harmony. 9 brings closure, reminding you that some things must end for others to thrive. And of course, nothing moves without belief. That's why affirmation is more than words, it's a way of declaring alignment with possibility. Writing or repeating phrases like, I attract opportunities aligned with my soul, I am a magnet for abundant flow, and I always have enough and more, is not about wishful thinking. It's about redirecting your mental focus toward empowerment. It's the inner soil from which outer change grows. So Leo, this week isn't just about ambition. It's about intention, rooted in presence. If you're ready to move forward in your work or finances, do so not with pressure but with purpose. The universe supports the one who acts with clarity, with care, and with courage. And that one, right now, is you. If you've made it to this moment, Leo, then I want you to know something within you is already shifting. You didn't stumble upon this message by chance. You were guided here because you're ready to remember who you truly are, not someone waiting for validation or rescue, but someone born to lead, to love, and to light up the path for others. The universe has not only heard you, it has responded. And now, the question is, will you answer? You've just been shown 4 sacred offerings, the fire of inspiration, the waters of healing, the clarity of truth, and the grounded potential of material growth. Each one is not just a forecast, it's an invitation. An invitation to begin again with more awareness, to live more fully, to release hesitation and step forward with trust. These blessings are not distant. They are near. They are whispering to you through your dreams, through the conversations you're having, through the emotions rising in your chest right now. The signs are already here. But their power only unfolds if you choose to act. So I ask you, what would happen if, just for today, you chose to believe that you are exactly where you need to be? What would shift if you spoke aloud your readiness to receive? What might you unlock if you took just one step toward the life that's been waiting for you all along? You don't need to do everything at once. Just begin. Revisit that idea that's been nudging you in quiet moments. Write down one truth you've been avoiding but are now ready to face. Make space physically, emotionally, spiritually for what's coming next. Your actions don't have to be perfect. They just have to be aligned. And remember, Leo, the universe responds not to your fear, but to your frequency. Raise it through intention, through presence, through courage. You are already more powerful than you know. If this message has resonated with your soul, I invite you to leave a comment below. Let the universe and your own heart hear your affirmation. You can simply write, "I'm ready to receive the blessings that belong to me." Or share what you're releasing, what you're claiming, or what truth hit you hardest today. I read every comment with care, and your voice matters in this space. If you felt seen, uplifted, or understood in this reading, please take a moment to like this video. It truly supports the energy exchange and helps this community grow. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe so you don't miss future messages from Eternal Mindfulness. This isn't just a channel. It's a sanctuary. A place where clarity meets courage, and intuition becomes action. I'm so grateful you've been here with me. The journey ahead is full of light, Leo, and you're not walking it alone. You're walking it with purpose, with power, and with the full support of the universe beneath your feet. Stay close. Stay open. And most importantly, stay true to the fire within you. I'll see you in the next reading.